What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Why is my face blurry to all you guys? What? No, I'm just kidding. Today, we're hopping in Premiere and seeing how we can achieve blurring of moving objects. Alright, once you have jumped into Premiere, obviously you want to import your footage that you are trying to blur. For me, it's just this intro shot that you guys looked at. This is a very simple effect to achieve, and there's multiple things you might want to do with this effect. One of them might be in this situation where you want to blur someone's face who's moving in the background because they didn't give you the permission to use their likeliness in your project. Or let's say you were filming something and somehow your license plate got in the shot, or an address. You can use it for those situations. Or if you're picking up a package off of your porch and you don't forget to blur the address. I didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. You can use this effect for any of those reasons and more, of course, but just to get right into it, this is going to be a pretty quick tutorial. In your effects tab, go ahead and type in fast blur. One of the nice things about fast blur is it's GPU accelerated, so when you drag it on, the timeline stays yellow and you don't have to worry about any rendering. So depending on the shape you're trying to blur out, there's a few different options you can select. You can just select the ellipse tool, and that'll just create an ellipse over here, and you can drag that on to whatever section you're trying to blur. If delete that. If you're trying to do a license plate or a sticker on a box, you can just create that and then change it however you need be. Or if you're blurring a complicated thing, you can mask out whatever area you're trying to blur, and you can get a lot more specific with it. But in this situation, it is a face, so the easiest thing is this oval tool. Once you click this on the fast blur effect, it's going to create a circle over here, and we just want to click and drag up to the face, and then match it just the best that I can. And you can also, if you do want to get more precise, you can just add more points and then just move them around. Just click anywhere on this line and you can just drag in. So that's why I also like to start with the oval for the face, because it's nice to be able to create a complete custom path, but it's also nice to just start with a general oval, especially when you're doing it for a face. So once you have the shape down of what you're trying to blur out, all you have to do is go over to the effects and hit track selected mask forward. So you can either hit this and it's just going to play forward through your footage, or if you have some complex movement and you want to make sure that everything's good, you can track forward only one frame. So I'm just going to do that since part of my head is not there in the beginning. I'm just going to go, see how I'm kind of moving. And you can see it's doing a really good job of tracking my face. So I realize you're probably thinking, Colin, it's not blurred. Don't worry about that. Just worry about getting the path selected correctly. So I'm just gonna hit this a few more times. And as you can see, Premiere does a really good job of tracking. So I'm also just gonna drag this down so it's not blurring out my hair. I probably should have done that earlier, but you get the gist. And then now that I'm more in the frame, I'm just gonna hit play, and it's just gonna track your face the best that it can. I'm just gonna hit stop and then move it on that frame so it's more on my face. And from here on out, it's just all about letting the software do its work and then hitting stop if you see something moving or not tracking properly like you want it to. So right here, see it's starting to come off, so maybe just drag it more on my face. And since we're blurring this, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but I like to make it as best as I can. My hands move up towards my face. Let's see if they get in the way and mess up the track. Am I an idiot? Am I an idiot? So as you can see, Premiere is very good at automatically tracking. I think they added this feature around CC 2015. I think they added the ability to track mask. It's an incredibly powerful feature that you can use for multiple different effects. It definitely makes this process a lot easier than trying to hand animate keyframes for the blur. So I'm not going to do the whole clip just for the purpose of this tutorial. I'm going to hit stop. And as you can see, the mask is tracked on my face. And the only thing left to do is just drag up the blurriness right here and set it to whatever you think looks good. I'm going to set it to like 200, and then I'm also going to bump up the feather a little bit. It just blends more if you drag up the feathering to like 80. So then if you play the effect, you can see my face is completely blurred out. So if you have someone in the background you don't want to show, this is a super nice automated effect, so you don't have to worry about anyone complaining and seeing the video later. It's actually pretty creepy right there, not being able to see my face. Anyways, this has just been a quick little how-to in Adobe Premiere, how to blur faces and moving objects. This tutorial was requested by Andrew Archer. If you have any other requests, comment them down below. I try to get to them as much as I can. As always, subscribe and like if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, leave me a dislike. Maybe leave me a comment on what I can improve and how I can make better content. I'm making a video every single day for the rest of 2017. Hop aboard the train, content every day. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.